And there's something that you wrote in your book that I wanted to ask you about. You write, many people pay lip service to the ideals of frugality and simplicity, but you still don't see many politicians trying to get elected on a platform of policies shaped by the principle that the good life is a simple life. On the contrary, politicians promise and governments strive to raise their society's level of production and consumption. The value of continual economic growth is a given. But then you write, the majority of individuals everywhere seem to associate happiness more with extravagance than frugality. And that kind of made me think about, you know, Donald Trump. Like, why does he appeal to the masses, many of whom are working class, lower class, middle class? And he is the example, wanted the example of the excess. Why is that, do you think?
It's a good question. I think the first thing I'd say is he doesn't appeal to the majority. The majority didn't vote for him. But there's no question at all that people do admire wealth, and they do admire extravagance, and there's nothing particularly new about that. You go back to the epic poems of Homer, for instance, and you'll see there tremendous praise for the magnificent wealth of Agamemnon and Menelaus and Priam. You go to the Bible and you see some pretty heavy-duty praise for Solomon's wealth. And in fact, in ancient times, sometimes wealth was associated with wisdom, like in the case of Solomon.
That's right.
And so there's nothing new about people admiring the rich and the powerful. And where the extravagance is spent for the benefit of the public, then you could even praise it. In the case of Solomon building a temple for the benefit of the people, or for that matter, Aristotle, one of the great Greek philosophers, praises magnificence as a virtue. He doesn't mean by that vulgar excess. I think he'd certainly regard Trump as guilty of vulgar excess, but magnificence in the sense of generosity with one's wealth for the benefit of the people. Then again, that could be considered a virtue. I think in the case of the recent election of Donald Trump, I mean, some people, you'd often hear this argument that, well, he's very rich and that shows that he is a good businessman and knows how to handle money. I think it's a sort of bogus argument, to be honest, since he was born into wealth.